we can't allow those who fear a public takeover of healthcare to use this. We must have this public option in this bill, but we've got to explain to the American people that it is the catalytic entity within the bill that provides the mechanism to bring down the prices. Without the public option, the prices will not be brought down. I'm in a meeting at this point. I'm sorry, I'll have to take the call back. Apologize for that. The public option is there to do that. And the other thing is that it also takes pressure off, because there are people that the private insurance companies are free not to take. We can't tell them to take this, but we can put something in the system so that everybody will have that option. Sometimes I wish we would take the word public off of it, because people tend to take the word public to mean government and they move it into that. But it's there to provide people who don't have insurance with insurance and put into the exchange system to give competition so that the private insurance companies will have their prices.
$2 trillion around in waste and abuse, then we don't have to put that cost on the backs of my grandchildren and all of yours. That's a critical factor. I'm sorry.
I know we have lots of questions, so I just wanted to say half of our members are over 65, so of course we're very concerned about how it would impact all of our members. But the proposals have been analyzed by the Congressional Budget Office and the Office of Management and Budget to make sure that it would actually keep Medicare safe for future generations, and they've been estimated to save Medicare for future years for at least 7 or 9 more years. So right now, the Medicare trustees have said we have until 2017 until the Medicare program will run out of money. So the programs that are on the table would keep us solvent until at least 2026. So we think it's actually would be in the best interest of the Medicare program to do a lot of these savings proposals.
Thank you, Ms. Super. Next question.
Hi. I actually would like to tell you all. Phyllis makes beautiful jewelry. She made this necklace I'm wearing. But she's never made a lot of money. She's just an artist. A few weeks ago, Phyllis got very sick. She didn't have insurance because the last few years the economy's been down, and in a down economy, people don't buy jewelry. So she didn't have insurance. She had to go and have several units of blood. And the blood alone has been charged to her almost $1,000. So 2 Saturdays ago, when Phyllis started having very bad abdominal pain, she was afraid to go to the emergency room because of what it would cost. Sometime in the night, Phyllis got up to go to the restroom, but she couldn't make it back. So she lay down in the tub, and she died. I know that Phyllis made the choice not to go to the emergency room, but that was a false choice. It's a choice she should never have had to make. In no other industrialized country on earth would Phyllis have had to make that decision. She could have sought the medical care that she so desperately needed and not had to worry that it would bankrupt her. I know that a lot of people here feel very strongly that we shouldn't have access to a public health insurance program, but I know in my heart that if Phyllis could have had that health insurance, she would still be with us here today. Please remember these words from Matthew 25. I tell you truly, whatever you do to the least of my brothers, amen, you did it to me.
Amen.
Just remember that, and please remember Phyllis. Congressman Scott, you do.
Well, I can only say my condolences. I think you touched all of us with your story of your friend. And I cannot add anything to that except to say you strengthened my resolve to do everything I possibly can to make sure that all Americans will have health care insurance.
Congressman Scott, I'm Ken Puckett, live in Powder Springs.
No, we will all be a part of this plan, and I'm glad you asked that question, because when we pass this plan, it will set up this entire new operation where we have an exchange, where you have a choice. That's the counterpoint of this. This is not a program for a public option. This is a program with which we will have an exchange where you will be able to go in and pick whatever package that you would like to have. The key word here is choice of a variety of plans in that exchange that you will have. And I will be subjected to this plan, to this choice, to this arrangement, just as every other American, and that's the way it should be.
My name is Wayne Martin, and I was going to ask the same question that Mr. Puckett just asked. And I have spent the last 2 years unemployed. I have not had insurance for that period of time, and I've worked for small businesses who have very small coverage. I have been in the emergency room 3 times in the last 2 years. I've spent maybe talking to 3, 4 people in the emergency room, 1 x-ray, and my bill is $1,000. When they asked me how I plan to pay for it, and I told them to send the bill to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue because Mr. Obama's going to take care of it. They didn't want to do that, so they reduced the bill from $1,000 to $588, which I was able to pay. We are in need of change in our healthcare system. And I asked that instead of having 5 or 6 bills, that no one really knows what's in all of them, to come up with one bill that y'all can discuss, that you can read and understand, and that we can read and understand. And let's get together with this program and move on. Unless you just want, Mr. Obama, when he was a candidate, he flippantly said one time, we'll give them the same coverage Congress has. I'll take that. And I would love to have it. And I ask that you remember that a lot of people in this room voted for you, and a lot of us have the opportunity to vote for you, and have the opportunity to vote against you also. We are your boss. We ask you to represent us in a fair manner, and if you're not going to take the kind of insurance that you want us to have, then don't vote for it. Okay? Thank you.
I can assure you that whatever insurance comes out of this that you will have, I will be subject to the same insurance as well. And that's the way it should be. I have no qualms with that, because I think that we can come up with a package and a program that can address several of the things that you have mentioned. The fact that small businesses are in a crunch and are losing insurance. In this bill that we have, we recognize that. And we have allowances in here. If, for example, a small business that has maybe less than 10, or certainly 500,000 or less annual payroll, will be completely exempt, would not have to have the burden of this. And we have a graduating scale for others that are between $500 and $715, and they would have to pay maybe 2.5%.